challenge into the Ariel and take no damage back because we have resist +2 and then we pass the turn. Was it a smart move? Not a chance. NANI? I'm Ben and this is Ready Setting. Today we're doing the budget memes. It's only $27 for this whole deck and it's got the big meme vibes because we're playing Mono Steel. That's right, and my favorite Mono Steel card is Mouse Armor. For sure, I play this in all my Mono Steel decks because I think it's so sick. You exert it, chosen character gains resist +1 until the start of your next turn. It just stays there. It gives you the resist. They're not going to be able to do the damage. And then we're playing it with our Hercules core. That's right. We got Hercules. His dog, Cerberus, woof woof. And his other dog, Philoctetes. No nonsense instructor. Your hero characters gain challenger +1. They get +1 strength while challenging. And whenever you play a hero character, gain 1 lore. Most all of these are hero characters except for the goons. And why are we playing the goons? Is because we needed a 1-drop card. And we didn't have any other 1-drops. We want to make sure that we have a character on 1. Then for our characters on 2, we got the Hercules, or we have the Arthur. And Arthur can shift into Arthur. One of our 12 uninkable cards is this Arthur right here. It says when you play this character, chosen character gains Challenger 2 and resist +2. You can challenge ready characters this turn. That'd be a good deal when we have this big Hercules down on the field. It has a 6-3 stat line. The 6 strength can take out almost anybody in the game. And his 3 willpower would be real bad if he didn't have the resist +2. He's the divine hero, all right, and we're excited to play a game with him. We have stuff that will synergize with Hercules, like the charge. Chosen character gains challenger +2 and resist +2. Sounds familiar? Almost like the Arthur ability. We got Rise of Titans to take out enemy locations and items. We got the One Last Hope, which is chosen character gains resist +2 until the start of your next turn. If a hero is chosen, they may also challenge ready characters this turn. Sound familiar? We got the Whole New World. We're going to refill our hand at least once. We got Fortisphere to also be our 1-drop card. We want to be able to draw a card and get Bodyguard when we want to get Bodyguard. And then our last Hercules themed card is Thebes, the Big Olive. During your turn, whenever a character banishes another character in a challenge while here, gain 2 lore. We like gain lore, especially when it comes in a challenge. This is the deck that we're playing today, all Mono Steel, because we want to have a good time and a fun time. If you want to play this deck or just look at it more, the link is in the description. You can go to menu, export, ink table, and play on ink table.
Things that we learned in this video: 2 Hercules is better than 1. Number 2, Mouse Armor is the best steel tech card there is. If you want to put a card that your opponent's not going to suspect into your steel deck, Mouse Armor is just the card for you. And number 3, Phil can sneak some wins. It's free lore. You play a hero, boom, that's a free lore right there.
We are playing against a Emerald Steel deck that has plenty of locations in it so we can see the power of Rise of Titans. We have 2 Mouse Armors, which might be overkill. We also have this Arthur that we don't want to see until way late in the game. Do we get rid of one of our Mouse Armors? It sure does look like it. And then when we we're going to mulligan those cards. We get Phil. Who are we going to ink? Is it going to be our 6-cost Hercules? Our 4-cost Hercules? Our 3-cost Hercules, or Phil? 3-cost Hercules? It's the 4-cost Hercules. And then we play the Goons, and then we get to pass the turn. It's as easy as that. The decisions that we made are locked in. They ink a card and then pass. We get Rise of the Titans. We know that they have a whole bunch of locations, but it's looking like we want to ink it so we can play down our Mouse Armor. We don't want to do Mouse Armor just yet. We do want to do Mouse Armor just yet. And then we are going to use the card ability to give the Goons resist +1 until the start of your next turn. And then we're going to quest the Goons for 1. That's right. The Goons is a 2-3 basically, and then we pass the turn. If they want to take out Goons, good luck. They do Calhoun, which is the exact person that can take out Goons. We get Rise of the Titans. We're not going to ink it this time. Just kidding. We're totally inking it this time. And then we can play Hercules in bodyguard position. If we bodyguard him, yes, he wants to enter exerted. we can use our card ability for our mouse armor to give Hercules the resist. So he's basically a 3/4, so Calhoun won't be able to banish him. And then we get to freely quest our goons because he has a nice big strong bodyguard right there. His name is Hercules. He has a scar hat on and a big... Oh, another Calhoun, didn't see it coming. And a Captain Hook. They got all the right counters. They're going to quest for one with Calhoun. And then they pass the turn. We get a Hercules, but we also have our Philo TTs that we need to put down, right? If we ink Vortisphere, then we can play Phil. And then Phil will give Challenger to our heroes. Hero characters gain Challenger 1. We can give Resist. If we give Resist, then they'd have to throw 2 in. We are going to use the card ability to give the Resist to the Hercules, and then we are going to quest the goons and the Hercules. Quest. And then we pass. I think we're in a good spot. Maybe we should have done some challenge and get rid of their characters on the board, but we didn't. They have Smash, so do 3 damage, -1 resist to our Hercules. Then the Calhoun is free to take it out. Someone wants to take out the goons, it's going to be Calhoun. They gain 2 lore in that challenge. We do 1 damage back to them because they have the resist 1. We get a Hercules, but we also have Hercules, and we also have Hercules. So if we ink this Hercules, we could play this Hercules, and then we could play this Hercules next turn in Bodyguard with resist 2. If we ink this, we can play this, gain a lore, have a 2/3 ready to go, or we play this and have a Challenger 4/4 ready to go. I say we ink that, and then we'll play this Hercules. We get to gain lore when we play a hero character, and then we are going to use our card ability, our mouse armor. Gonna give some resist to Phil, so they can't smash it. And we are not going to quest Phil just yet because the very next turn, hopefully we get to play Hercules in the bodyguard position. They're questing their Captain the Hook and playing down a Beast the Tragic Hero and questing their Calhoun. Weird choices for them to do, and Hercules can sing this next turn. But, oh no, we don't have enough stuff to do what we want to do. It's looking like we're behind a turn. We're going to give card ability resist to the Hercules, and then Hercules is going to challenge into the Captain Hook, and then we're just going to pass. We're behind a turn because we drew Whole New World. They play down a John Silver and a location for the John Silver to gain resist. They're going to do 3 damage to that, but that's okay. Now this goes to a 7, and that's kind of a bad deal. And then they take it out with Calhoun. They gain 2 lore in the challenge, and now all we have is that. We have Hercules. We are going to ink the Hercules, and then we get to play the Hercules. We gain a lore, we put him in bodyguard position, and then we use our mouse armor card ability to give Hercules a resist. The Beast can one-shot it though, sadly. And then we are going to quest with the Phil. And then we pass the turn. Maybe we shouldn't have done that. We probably should have delayed it a little bit further. They go to a 7. They're going to quest for 2. Good news that they didn't take out our Hercules. They're playing down a Nottingham, not in my hand. They're going up to 16, and it looks like they got game on board. They're going to move characters to Nottingham. We get another Hercules that we can put in bodyguard position. This has resist 2, so we can take it out here. We like that. We are going to use the card ability to give resist 2 there, and then we are going to challenge our Hercules into the John Silver. Need to get rid of them. And then we can't take out Beast, but we sure can quest for 2. And we can play Hercules in bodyguard position. We gain a lore and get that. And wow, they have game on board still because they gain a lore for that, and then they can quest for 2 with Beast Tragic Hero. We messed up. We lose the game. They get 2 lore for the locations, and then they do a You're Welcome to shuffle one of our Hercules into our deck. We draw 2 cards. And then they can quest their bro for the game. They do. That's 20 lore. We take the big L. Let's go again. So that matchup wasn't for us. We got smoked. But this time we're going up against an Under the Sea deck, which I think we can counter. We have lots of good stuff going on for us. So I think we're going to keep this hand. We get to ink a card. Is it going to be Thebes? And then we're going to play our Vortisphere. We can get bodyguard at any point that we want. We just have to pay an ink, and then we'll pass the turn. They're up at 1 ink. They get to play a Hitting Cove. Now this is an interesting choice because I can ink the Arthur here when I could have just played the Arthur, but now I can play both goons for one, and I can play the Fortisphere to draw another card, and now I have 2 items on board. We have Rise of Titans, which can get rid of Hidden Cove the very next turn. We're passing the ink a card. They have 2 ink. It is the Diablo, the Devoted Herald. Not really, it's Maleficent Spy. We get a Hercules, which we are going to need, but we can play this Hercules now. So it looks like we're inking this Hercules. We want to get rid of the extra power that it has, so I think we are going with the Rise of Titans right now to get rid of the Hidden Kovsky. And then we are going to get to quest our goons for 1 big one on the board and pass in the turn. To 3 ink, they play Ariel, Spectacular Signal, they look at the top 4, they find the Heffalumps and Woozles, they're questing their bird. Like to see it because now we can attack the bird. We get a Thebes. During your turn, whenever a character banishes another character while here, gain 2 lore. That sounds like the perfect thing to do. We are going to ink the Rise of Titans. We are going to play the Thebes. We are going to move the goons to Thebes, and then goons is going to challenge Diablo. I want to banish Diablo, and then I want to gain 2 lore with Thebes' ability. And then I can just pass the turn. We're okay, everything's fine. Next turn we could go for Mouse Armor and this. They do the You're Welcome to shuffle our Thebes into our hand, and then we draw 2. Don't mind if I do. They play a Sir His. The 3/1 body is absolutely huge with Evasive. They play down a Ursula to look to see if we have any song cards, but we don't. We can't take this out, but Hercules could sure take it out later. We can ink this Hercules and play Mouse Armor and play Hercules. And then we can use the Mouse Armor to give the Resist 1 to Goons because Goons is going on a little quest. That's what we got going on. And then we pass. We're up at 5. Next turn we can get our Hercules on board, which they will not be able to Under the Sea. They are singing Discard. Looks like we're getting rid of Phil. That would give us Challenger. Oh, dude, if I play that, is this a hero? It's not a hero. Oh, but that is a hero. And then we'll get rid of that Hercules. They're taking out our goons. And then playing a Diablo Maleficent Spy. They get to look at our hand. They know just what we're going to do. Up at 2 lore, we get another Mouse Armor. Lovely. If we play Phil, then this gives the Hero Challenger 1. If I ink this, I could give this Resist. If I ink the Hercules that I really want to play next turn, then I could play the Mouse Armor. And then I can use 2 Mouse Armors to give Resist +2 to Hercules. And then we can challenge into the Ariel and take no damage back because we have Resist +2 and then we pass the turn. Was it a smart move? Not a chance. They play Muse, but we're kind of scared of the discard that they have. They have a bounce, but none of our characters has 2 strength. Oh my gosh, Phil and Hercules have 2 strength. They can both be bounced if any song is played. They're questing their Ursula and questing their Maleficent. They're up at 6 lore. It's our turn, and we get a Hercules who can be bounced back to our hand. We are going to get to play our Hercules. We get to gain a lore with Phil. We get to use our card ability on our Mouse Armor to give Resist +2 to our Hercules, and Hercules is going to be able to challenge into the Ursula, get rid of her, not Ursula, the Ariel. Phil could also take out Diablo. That might be a good idea. And then we could give this Bodyguard. Phil is going to challenge into Diablo. We're getting rid of their bodies on board, and then we are going to use the Fortisphere to give the Hercules Bodyguard. So if they want to take out Phil, they gotta go through Hercules first, which is a 2/5 stat line, basically. And then we pass the turn. That's what we got going on. They're up at 6. They're up at 5. They play down our Ursula Deceiver, but we ain't got no songs. They quest their Muse, questing their Ursula, and questing their sneaky little snake. We get a Hercules, which is perfect. We are going to play our Hercules. We could shift him. He has Resist 2. That'd help a lot. And it could one-shot the Muses. That'd be a good deal. Or we just play him, and we do stuff the old-fashioned way. It's almost like we want to shift him. I think we want to shift him. We gain a lore because we played a hero, and then we can challenge our Hercules into the Muses. He already has Resist 2, so we take no damage back. We are going to give a Resist to the Hercules, and that will challenge into the Ursula. We are going to give a card ability. We're going to give a Resist to the Hercules. We are going to give Bodyguard to this big Hercules, and then we're going to quest the Phil, because this has Evasive. We can't touch it. And then we pass the turn. We're up at 8. They're at 9. We did our best to mitigate what they can do to us. and this will be able to be sticky on the board. They won't be able to get rid of it with Under the Sea. We get another bodyguard, Hercules. We get to play the Hercules. We get to gain a lore with the fill. It's going to go into bodyguard position. Don't mind if I do. And then we need to take out this Ursula. We can do it with this Hercules. We have resist 2, so we don't take a damage, so we will challenge into there. We are going to give our resist to this Hercules with our 2 mouse armors because he is the bodyguard. And then we get to quest with Hercules. And we get to quest with Phil. That's all the way up to 12. I think we're going to get the W in this game. They have at 5 ink. Player Bruno gets rid of our baby Hercules, but we get to keep our good Hercules, which we can shift into. We get a Fortisphere and a Hercules. Do we shift to be able to quest for 2? If we play him and shift him, we get a lore, and we can still play our Fortisphere to let us draw a card. Yes, please. It's Whole New World. Good news that we can sing it. We could actually just sing it now, which might not be the best thing because I'm giving them access to Kita and Under the Sea by doing that, but we get another mouse armor. That's what we like. We want to ink the charge and play a mouse armor, and then we can quest the fill. Quest our Hercules, and then we will get to use 3 resist onto this Hercules. They won't be able to damage this Hercules at all. They'd have to have 6 damage to get rid of them. Our opponent plays a Ursula looking for a song. They play You Have Forgotten Me. We gotta get rid of 2 cards. This Hercules and this Hercules. Because these 2 synergize a little bit better. One Last Hope. Love to see it. We can challenge ready characters. So we could challenge into Ursula, but we don't need that. I think we just need to quest to win the game. Do we have that? Yeah, if we play a Hercules, we can win the game. So we will quest Hercules. He quests for 2, puts us to 18. We can quest this Hercules. That puts us to 19. And then we can play Phil. Then we can ink a Thebes. And then when we play this last Hercules, we gain 2 lore because it's a hero, and Phil gives us 2 lore. Gain a lore, that's 20 lore, and gain a lore again, that's 21. Thanks for watching. We put out new crazy decks every day at Ready, Set, Ink.